Hello Australia, welcome to another episode of The Couch, episode 745. Let's welcome our good friends in Melbourne on C31 and our very good friends in Adelaide on C44 and everybody else only on Foxtel. Thank you for your company. Big show today, 7:45. Let me tell you who's on the show. Have you ever wanted to influence people, especially those children, into cleaning their room? Well, Dr. Paula Smith is coming in very soon, so stay tuned. She's going to give us some tips. Jordan Anthony hasn't been on the couch since he was about 14. He's 18 now. He's got a brand new song called Gold. We'll talk to him and you'll hear the new song as well. Demelza Leonard, no ABBA. Once again, no ABBA. But I've got some news for her today. I'm going to keep it for later. She's talking music today. Later on, talking entertainment with Alexander Sacosta. The Bitchin' team is back as well. And it is, of course, Steve Collins. Alexander's joining them today and Chris Ilsley. Big Couch, the crew is here. I'm here. We're all ready to go. 7:45 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. You can see it from your house. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Hello Australia, everywhere in Australia you might be watching The Couch on C31, C44 or Foxtel. You're welcome. Now later on the show, second segment in fact, I'm going to give you a chance of winning Charlotte Kemp's fantastic book. We spoke to her last week. I've got 5 of Mummy Will Be Okay, where we tackle the story of mental health and children, how to educate them and make them aware of it. So stay tuned, segment 2. But first, Nisha Seth is back and we're talking to our birthday girl today, Paula Smith. Dr. Paula Smith, over to you.
Thank you so much, Fred. And yes, happy birthday, Dr. Paula Smith. Welcome back to the couch.
Thank you for my birthday wishes and yeah, great to be back.
And it's going to be a Paula festival, I hear, soon.
Always, always. Everyone deserves to have a birthday festival.
Singapore will get a bit of Paula. Yeah, that's amazing. Now, Dr. Paula, we have you every month on the couch, always talking about something very insightful. And today, I think we're talking about something that a lot of us will be very interested in.
Well, I hope so.
We're talking about influence.
Yes.
Yes. Now, tell us the difference, though, between persuasion and influence, because I think this is really important.
Yeah, well, persuasion is more about convincing somebody to do something that you want them to do. Mm-hmm. So influence is more about trust and intention and inspiring people to do and think differently because they want to, not because you want them to.
Now, this is really important. How does it actually impact decision making?
Okay, well, there's a lot of factors that impact our decision making. And it can be past experience, it can be our conscious and unconscious biases, it can be timing, relevance, but also perceived consequence, both positive and negative. So there's lots of invisible factors that are at play when someone's trying to influence you.
You work as a leadership expert, a lot of coaching of senior executives, etc. How do you find this differentiation important in their decision making?
Well, whether you're running a meeting or speaking at a conference or even leading a client conversation, having that deep level of understanding of human behaviour, the science of influence, can have a massive impact on the outcome of your meeting or whether you're going to influence an entire audience to change their behaviour.
Totally concur. The mirror in can be the mirror out, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I guess all those really important areas you mentioned earlier are important for people to be aware of prior to engaging as well as afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's no magic tricks to influence. And however, there is a bit of magic language or words or phrases that we can use.
So some tips. Give us some tips. Yeah.
So if we start with language first. Look, some of the words that we use actually do the opposite of influencing. So they're words like must, can't, should, or even tell. No one wants to be told what to do. So you can reframe that and say, instead of telling somebody what to do, you can say, I'd love to share my experience with you. So then it becomes a gift rather than you telling somebody what to do. Yeah. So there's other words that are really good words to use, like easy, you. People love to hear their own name.
Yes.
But the most powerful word is the word because. a simple word, because. So when you use because in a sentence and give somebody the reason why you'd like them to do something, even if the reason isn't particularly compelling, the chances of somebody saying yes to that is much more likely.
That is really interesting. You hear of that in non-verbal language as well, right? Do you find that when you're coaching? Like, people are very powerful not just because of the language, but also because of the way that they hold themselves, or, whether they nod, or I think it's the tilt of the head, which is quite an interesting one. Fred does it all the time, and I listen.
Yeah, so our language isn't just verbal, it's also non-verbal as well.
Yeah.
So it is about the whole package. And people don't always intently listen to our words. People are actually watching our body language, our facial expressions, our hand gestures. So influencing isn't just about the words that we're using.
Yeah, great. And look, in your experience, I think you mentioned off camera before, you've been in the game for 37 years. It's a really long time. What are some other, I guess, insights for leaders who know that they perhaps are not the most influential? What can they do?
Well, when we talk about leaders, we can also talk about parents as leaders as well.
Very true, very true.
So one question that I get asked a lot, even with a conference full of leaders, is how do I get my kids to clean their room? So
They can do everything else. But
yeah, and I was going, okay, let's talk about that. So like my youngest is 16. So you can just imagine if I demand, her name is Chloe, if I say, Chloe, go and clean your room, can you just imagine the response that I get to that? So
well, you can.
I can certainly. One of the factors of influence is about choice. People love to have choice. So instead of saying, Chloe, go and clean your room, I'll go, would you like to clean your room before dinner or after dinner? So then the people are a little bit more concerned about what to choose rather than rejecting the request.
Unless you have a really clever child who says, neither, please.
Or mine say, we're not playing that again, Mum.
I was going to say children of psychologists, behavioural experts are saying, they're like, oh my God, I've been a social experiment my whole life.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. And their husbands as well.
Oh, that's true, yes. That's awesome. So that's really important, though. I love that about all the work that you do is you're right. People don't just come to you for, obviously, first and foremost, your corporate work, but then often because you can relate to them on a personal level as well. You find that's really useful?
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't matter whether you're influencing your kids or influencing people at work, is just get a good understanding of what makes people tick and also that human behaviour.
Okay, and look, I've got one more question, and it's probably more so for the crew as well, but if we were to want to influence someone in this studio, let's say Fred, how would you suggest we influence Fred?
Well, remember when I said influence is about trust and relationships? So I'm guessing you and Fred have had a very good long-term trusting relationship.
We
so
do,
my guess is you can influence Fred into doing almost anything.
Well, we are very respectable colleagues. Yes, and it's been 16, 17 years. We were just talking about this earlier. So I think you're right. The trustworthiness is definitely really important. Yeah. Yeah. Fred's a very independent, strong-minded, very trustworthy gentleman as well. So I would know that he would always think about things himself first.
Yes, that's true.
And then have the reciprocal conversation, right?
You
We
know
don't have
she's
to. We
using
don't have to
influencing
convince each
tactics
other.
No,
We just
we
do
don't.
it. We're telepathic. We
are.
know each other.
Just takes a look, doesn't it?
Like if I just go like this, see Paul, I go like this, and she knows I'm cool. And then I go
Very
like
cool,
this, and that means you spin me around.
I finally learnt what that meant after 16 years.
Paula, what happens if, do you ever get people that you just can't influence, and how do you persuade them, or do you just pay them off? Because what happens if is there ever a case where it doesn't work?
Well, if I had to pay people off, I'd probably be very broke by now.
Yep.
So look, give people choice. People like choice.
Yep.
And the other word that I mentioned earlier was about intention. When people know that you've got their best intentions at heart, it's much easier for them to be influenced.
Well, I know Sonia's giving us the wrap-up, but I know when I was a manager at Medicare and Centrelink and that, the way that we were able to, I had a staff of 40. And the idea was always bring them along with you, implant an idea, make them feel like they own it, and they were always going to be willing to do the changes that you needed. Whereas if you just threw it on people and said, this is what we want you to do from next week, they hated it, they didn't work with you. Whereas I think to influence people, they have to have an ownership of the idea or the policy or the change. and it works if people see an ownership and they're part of it.
And you're
Absolutely.
maintaining their dignity, right, by keeping them on the journey rather than kind of just forcing, like you said, using the you must, you do. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it empowers them. And people always like to have choice
Correct.
and have control in their lives.
Sounds good.
Well, probably now more than ever, we need influence in our lives. So thank you so much, Dr. Paula Smith, for joining us.
You are welcome.
Where do we find out more, or how do people get in contact with you?
So paulasmith.com.au.
Wonderful. Paula, we'll see you in the next month. Another exciting segment.
You will indeed.
Excellent. So if you've missed any of that, of course, you can go to thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page. But for now, it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, and happy 21st birthday to Paula as well. Looking good, and heading
great.
off for a bit of a break for your 21st. So try not to influence too many people on the plane as well. Do you get any extra snacks or extra drinks?
Never.
No, same.
I'm sure she does. She's
Same.
being humble.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paula Smith. She'll be back again in about a month's time on the couch, and we'll talk some more about the fantastic communication stuff that she teaches us. You can become an expert as well. All right, Hala is on set right now. She wants to influence me to do more exercise with the Club Fiesta team. Don't you, Hala? Over to you.
Thank you, Fred. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our second Talking Fit segment. My name is Hala, and I'm from Club Fiesta. Today, I've got my team with me today, Amanda, Tash, Christine, and Taylor. We're so excited to be here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what Club Fiesta is all about. Club Fiesta is a dance fitness exercise program that's designed for everyone. It's known for its epic music and the simplicity of it. So even if you think you're uncoordinated, you can actually go and do the class. It's got a bit of Latin, a bit of Afro, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of everything all mashed up into 1 hour of fun and fitness. You burn over 500 calories. So it's really, really great exercise. And it's got the dance aspect in it as well. That is simple as well, which we're going to show you today how simple it is. We're going to do a little routine later on. Also, if you want to find out all about our classes, if you want to try a class, you can head to our website on clubfiesta.com.au and you can check us out there. Also, if you want to become an instructor, because we are expanding all over Australia and all over the world as well, this is where you can come in. If you want to join us, you can go to the website as well. You can sign up. Now, training is 100% online. So it is really, really simple. Anyone, everyone, once you sign up and when you actually become qualified, you can teach anywhere in the world. It is really, really exciting stuff, guys. We're so excited to be here. We're going to show you very quickly a little bit of routine. I'm going to break it down for you to show you how simple it is. The first move we're going to be doing is you're going to step forward just like that, and then you're going to take it back. So that's move number one. Move number two, we're going to go single, single, double, single, single, double, step side to side. Step three, we're going to do the lawnmower and double. Other side, slow, then quick. Step number four, 4 knee lifts and 2 winds. Are you ready? All right, let's roll the music. Let's go, team. Here we go. Come forward. Woo! Oh yeah, take it back. Is it Friday or is it Sunday? Woo! Oh yeah, the Uber's outside. Oh my goodness. Here we go, shoulders in. Single, single, double. Here we go. Step, smack that booty. Ow. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. That's it. Nice. Now, check this out, lawnmower. Double, 2 single. Other side. Are you ready? You ready? Pick it up. Woo! Here we go. Hey, hey, other side. That's it. Give me more energy. Yeah. I'm watching. I hope you're doing this with us at home from the top. Let's go. Step. Boom. You. Saturday night. Uh-oh. We can do that on a Sunday night as well. Why not? You. That's it. If you're going out, whoop, whoop. What do you say? Smack your own booty. Yeah, that's it. Woo! Let me hear you. What do you say? Are you ready? The Couch TV, let's go. Whoop, whoop. Other side. Nice. Now, why we call this the lawnmower? Because it looks like it. Does it? Fiesta style. Yeah. All right, guys, 4 knees. Do it slow. Take it easy. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. From the top. Hey. Woo. Are you doing it? Yeah. All right, team. What do we have? 4 knees. Hey. Wind it. Woo. Out. Are you going out? Are you staying in? Of course you're staying in, watching the Couch TV, aren't you? Yeah. All right, we're gonna pull it in. Hey. Woo. Now, what I need you to do, I need you to squeeze. Where are we squeezing? That's it. Everything we do in Club Fiesta, we do it for a purpose. Faster. Hey, grab it to the side. Woo! Grab it. You want it? Take it. Let's go. Whoop! Let's go, girl. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Nice. I like those clicks. What do you say? Ooh. Whoop. Shake it, shake it. Woo. What do you say? Yes. You did it. Well done. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you did it with us. If you want to check out our classes, head to our website, clubfiesta.com.au. And we've also got workshops that's coming up. Next Sunday, we've got a workshop coming up at Good Life Success. And the next one is in May in Craigie Leisure Centre. In June, Queensland, we're coming for you. I hope you guys are going to see us there. Take care and all the best. Back to you, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you. This is my foot here. Okay, thank you very much, Club Fiesta. I'll be joining you as a new coach very, very soon. I'll just go to your website, clubfiesta.com.au, and get those details. Oh, I'm puffed out. I don't know how she does it. Let me welcome this lady that's never puffed out, and she's always fit. It is, of course, Demelza Lennard.
I don't know about that. If you saw how much chocolate I eat on the daily.
Oh, I tell you what, you're always looking great, and it's always nice to have you back. And I love your little
you like the
hoops
today?
there.
You like,
very
yeah,
nice.
and pink
nice,
today.
colourful. Matches
Yes.
the set.
Actually inspired by one of the reggaeton artists that was at Coachella this weekend.
Really?
Yes.
Well, tell me more about Coachella.
Yes, so
What's
the
happening?
biggest music festival in the world, or one of anyway, 3 days across 2 weekends, a massive, massive lineup. You had Blackpink, which is a massive K-pop, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about very shortly. They headlined Saturday. Bad Bunny, who's reggaeton kingpin, we spoke about him last time I was on, he headlined Friday. Sunday was meant to be headlined by Frank Ocean. He did headline it, but was a lot of contra of Coachella is the fact that you never know who's going to surprise appear. Diddy rocked up on producer Metro Booming's set. You had Chemical Brothers. You had Billie Eilish rocked up on Labyrinth's set. Massive, massive, massive festival, and it's finished for 2024.
So it's on every year, is it?
It is that time of year.
And where do they hold it?
Indio in California. So it's a
Fantastic.
massive space. There's six stages. For the first time ever, all 6 stages were live streamed. So you could actually hop between the streams and see it live as it was happening.
On social media as well. I'm
Exactly,
assuming, everywhere.
yes,
Well
on YouTube.
done. Fantastic. Now, I've got some ABBA news for you.
Fire away.
Did you see, because I follow Bjorn, as you probably are aware, I follow all of them. They don't allow me to follow them, but I still follow them. But Bjorn put up a post, and I should have put it up on screen, but it was early this morning. Apparently, they're doing a TikTok session, all 4 of them. In July. So as soon as I find out, I'll let everybody know where and when. But they'll probably block me by then, so I won't know. But yeah, ABBA doing a TikTok, and it's going to be the real ABBA, the new,
the actual,
the
ABBA that
older
we know.
ABBA,
Yes.
the more mature ABBA.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. But
That'd
you've got
be
some
cool.
news about the Waifs. Now they did really amazing things up at Exmouth.
Yes, and so 2023 makes 20 years since London Still was a massive hit for them.
know.
So they're doing a reunion tour, an anniversary tour rather, around Australia.
How do they still look young?
I know.
Look at them. I
like
can't believe how young they are.
amazing, right? So they are starting off in Melbourne.
Yep.
Missy Higgins is going to be their special guest for that particular show. Josh Pike, Jeff Lang, Geordie Lane, Liz Stringer and Felicity Urquhart are all due to join them on this particular
gonna be fantastic.
tour. So yeah, amazing to see they're still going strong, and the fact that 20 years, like, it just shows you how quickly time has gone by.
It does. I mean, 22 years for the couch, so I can tell you exactly how that feels. But look, the Waifs did amazing. They were up at Exmouth for our eclipse that we had
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago, and everybody absolutely loved them. So it's nice to see them doing well after 20 years.
Yes, perfect timing.
Now,
for
what's
them.
happening with Juicy Fest?
So Juicy Fest is back. This toured Australia and New Zealand earlier this year. So they've been announced. They've announced the 2024 lineup. So for 2024, coming will be T-Pain, T.I. and The Game as headliners, but also Ashanti, Trey Songz, Mario, Fabulous, and a whole heap others will also be heading our way. The tour will kick off in January over on the East Coast. It will head to Perth. Best thing to do is head to juicyfest.co to find out
Who
dates,
comes up
times.
with these names? Juicy Fest.
Yeah, the promoters.
It's a juicy title, I must admit.
It's a very juicy title.
Sounds fantastic. Go online, check out the details,
Yes,
get involved.
if you love your R&B and your hip hop, definitely check it
Now,
out.
who are they?
Who are they? I thought this would be a really good segment.
Okay.
Like, whilst we've got the where are they now and remember when segment where we look at something, a video clip that we remember from back in the day. This time I thought there's a lot of new artists that are coming out that we might not necessarily know. And I thought, given
I know
sitting
where
on
you're going
there,
because I never know these new artists. I go, who are they?
you figured me out.
I did. Do you want me to do? Who are they?
So I thought
Yeah.
we could shine a light every once in a while on a particular artist, and I thought, what bigger than one of the headliners of Coachella, Blackpink, because the numbers and record-breaking numbers that these girls put together. They started in 2016.
Yep.
They've just taken the world by storm, even though they're K-pop music related. One of the girls actually grew up in Australia, Rosé.
wow.
She's got, you can tell she's got quite the Australian accent. They've their song Pink Venom, which was released last year, their first song off their second album,
Yep.
clocked up 1 billion streams in less than 24 hours on YouTube. They hold the record for the most streamed song with How You Like That, 8.8 billion streams.
8.8 billion. I love them.
8.8 billion streams.
I'm gonna
This just
follow them.
gives you an idea of what they're doing. Pink Venom, How You Like That, Love Stick
I'm
Girls.
just going to start following them.
Massive, massive. Kill This
If I
Love
could
is
just get
another
the
one as well.
8.8 million viewers.
Blackpink. So
Thank
these
you.
girls are, and it just shows how global music has become, but absolutely massive. And they had at Coachella over 125,000 people in front of their stage for weekend one, and they're expecting to do the same type of numbers for
Look
weekend
out for
two as well.
Blackpink. You don't know what I thought Blackpink was. I thought, what Pink got up to now? Doing stuff dirty?
no,
But no,
no.
look, fantastic Blackpink. I know them
Yeah.
now, and so I don't have
Check
to
them
say,
out.
who are they?
No, exactly.
Thank you very much. Now, the top 5 on ARIA for this week,
Top
please.
3. Let's
Oh,
check
the top
out
3.
the top 3.
I could tell you the top 4 and 5. ABBA and ABBA.
Coming in at number 3, it is Pink Panthers with Boys A Liar.
Oh, had to be. Let's have a look at number 2.
Number 2, it's Miley Cyrus, Down a Spot with
I love
Flowers.
this song.
This is a good song. It's
I can
being
talk
overplayed
myself
now,
for
though.
hours too.
And at number 1, brand new, Morgan Wallen
He's
with
great.
Last Night. That one's doing massive. Country music is back, and
Yep.
I love it. It's very reminiscent of the 1990s, that late 1990s.
Yes, it's coming back to that. Isn't
Yes, it is.
But I do love that Miley Cyrus song.
Yes.
Absolutely love it.
Beautiful
I can
song.
give myself flowers. I can write my name in the sand. I can talk on 6PR for hours. Anyway, thank you very much,
You're
Demelza.
welcome.
Demelza
I'm
Leonard,
speechless. I don't
you're
know what
part
to
of
say.
DL Social as well, and you do a lot of social media. See how wonderful is she on music. Imagine her looking after your advertising for your company. She does it and does it well. Trust me. What's your website?
dlsocial.com.au or demelzaleonard.com is the one to
Well done. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, always.
Thank you very much. We need to
Thanks,
take a
Fred.
break because that's what Sonia, the floor manager, is telling me to do. So we'll take a break. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk to Jordan Anthony and his music, and we'll give away these books as well. See you then. Welcome back to the couch all around Australia, now watching us on C31 in Melbourne and, of course, C44 in Adelaide. Welcome aboard, folks, and please write to us. Get involved with the show if you want to perform or be an act or be a guest on the show. We'd love to have you on board. Now, he was 14 when he was with us last time. He's now 18. It's been a few years, as you can imagine, 4 years. He's been to the Junior Eurovision contest in 2019. He's also been on The Voice in 2019, but today he's got a brand new song. It's called Gold. Please make him welcome Jordan Anthony. Here he is, centre stage.
You got me falling, crashing down harder than I ever have, pulling strings within me, ones I knew I never had. Try to shake the feeling away, but I know it won't go away. Oh, it's killing me, it's killing me. Try to believe it's a mistake, this is something I can't just shake. Yeah, cause even you can't break through my stone, cause everything you touch turns into gold. Gold, gold, into gold. Gold, gold, into gold. Don't ask me what I need, cause we both know the answer's you. You got me calling, and I know that you feel it too. Try to shake the feeling away, but I know it won't go away. Oh, you're killing me, you're killing me. Try to believe it's a mistake, this is something I can't just shake. Yeah, cause even you can't break through my stone, cause everything you touch turns into gold. Gold, gold, into gold. Gold, gold, into gold. Oh, your shine is blinding me, and I can't read your mind. Can't explain the way I'm feeling. Now you're back again. Oh, try to believe it's a mistake, this is something I can't just shake. Into gold, gold, gold. Cause everything you touch turns into gold. Gold, 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 into gold.
That is Jordan Anthony. We're going to talk to him in a couple of minutes, but while he does that, last week we had Charlotte Kemp in. She's an author that released this amazing book called Mummy Will Be Okay, teaching kids about mental health. Now today we're giving away those books like I promised last week. We've got 5 to give away. It's called Mummy Will Be Okay. To win these books, all you have to do, anywhere in Australia by the way, you can win a book. Send us to my SMS number 0439 929 929. That's the number. Your name and address, but you must put the code word, which is on the screen right now. It's mummy, the word mummy. Your name and address 0439 929 929. And if you're lucky enough, we'll post you out one of those books. Thank you very much to Charlotte Kemp, and we'll have her back very soon on the couch. Time now to welcome him over to the couch. He's walked across. Jordan Anthony, welcome to the couch again.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here.
How does it feel? You were 14 when you came in last time. Now you've sort of time warped 4 years. Does it feel a little bit different?
It does, but you know, it's still got that same great couch feeling that I had from last time, and to be able to perform on that same stage, it was amazing. Now,
since we had you in here 4 years ago, or more than 4 years ago, what have you been up to? Because 2019, I know you were on The Voice, and then you did the Junior Eurovision. Explain to us what's been happening to you since we last saw you.
Yeah, it's been a very developmental 4 years for me. You know, I've been really trying to find myself as an artist and writing a lot of music and kind of seeing my craft grow and really trying to hone in on my songwriting and really improve. And Fred, to be honest with you, I've been really trying to show people who Jordan Anthony is, you know.
Because you were in The Voice.
Yep.
Did you do any other contests at all, or only The Voice?
Just The Voice, yeah.
Only once?
Yep.
And do you sort of look back and say, well, yeah, it didn't quite work out, but I learnt a lot from that?
You know what, I think the way it played out was the way it had to play out. For me, I was just trying to better myself every time and outdo
you were very
myself.
young as well.
That's right. So it was a very, I was at a very malleable age. So I was just a sponge the whole time and really soaking up this amazing feedback and growing, really fast tracking my growth as a vocalist. And coming off the show, I was really hoping to just really show people who Jordan Anthony is. You know, they see the 14-year-old kid with an amazing voice, but they didn't really see who I am. So,
and I guess you learn your craft to become an entertainer, to present yourself in a different way. Now, you come from a very busy musical family. Your dad's a music teacher and a singer. He sang with you, I think, on one occasion. Did he not, on The Voice?
Yeah.
Long time ago. Sam, I think
Yes,
the name?
that's the one.
And you've got a couple of sisters as well that perform, and Mum works in entertainment as well. But, Jordan, you're now 18.
Yep.
You've released a brand new song called Gold. Tell us what goes into writing a song, because you've written this one yourself, and tell me a little bit about the song.
the process for me, it's never the same. You know, I could be singing in the shower and something will come to me and I'll literally get out the shower and take out my phone and start, you know, singing into my phone little melodies. Or, you know, I'm graduated now, but when I was at school, I'd be in a class, I'd be like, can I go to the toilet? Because I've just gotten an idea for a song. And Gold was one of the first songs that I wrote on guitar. And I found it really funny how changing my instrument, I'm usually piano, going to guitar, it really allows you to just shift the style of songwriting.
And you've changed your style to R&B, isn't it? It's more R&B type tune or track.
Definitely. This one is really inspired by R&B, and I worked with a very talented producer over in Melbourne called New Haven. And he really helped bring that incredible R&B flair to the song.
It sounds amazing. I've got to say I love it. It's a new sound.
Definitely.
But it's also very modern, 2023 and beyond. The song Gold, what does it mean? Why the name?
I guess it could mean a lot of things. You know, for me, initially writing that song, it's really a feel-good song about crushing hard, you know, that inexplainable
falling
feeling.
In love.
That's right. And just that feeling of that person being able to do no wrong. Everything they touch turns into gold, you know. But it was interesting. I've recently been in LA and...
what was that like?
It was incredible. But in terms of that song, I got to release the song while I was there, and the meaning kind of shifted, you know, in terms of in Hollywood, a lot of things that Hollywood touches turns into gold.
Yes.
So the meaning
Success.
can really be changed depending on how you
So
think
did you
about
enjoy The Voice? Was it a hard thing to do? Because I know it's still on the 7 network and it hasn't done as well as it, because it's been on for many years now. And the Junior Eurovision, did that come from The Voice?
Yeah, so it all really happened quickly. I think it was on the plane home from the Voice finals. And we got an email from Paul Clark, who does all of the Australian delegates for Eurovision, and he was like, have you heard of Eurovision? I was like, yep, I definitely have heard of Eurovision, and asking me if I was interested to go on the junior one. And I was like, yeah, of course. There was a song that I'd written called We Will Rise. So I was one of the lucky ones to be able to perform one of my own songs on the world stage, which was
And how
incredible.
did you go? I mean, Australia, it's a hard thing for us to ever win Eurovision because of the voting system.
For sure.
But it must have been amazing to be in this Poland.
Yeah.
A cold place, completely different to Australia, exciting.
It was a beautiful place, you know, but going from 35 degrees in Perth to, you know, really
2
cold
degrees,
in Poland.
yeah.
My body was a bit shocked and I ended up getting, unfortunately, really sick in the lead up to the finals. But I managed to place 8th and I was incredibly proud and incredibly happy with myself and the whole team that made that incredible experience happen.
Well,
for me.
moving ahead, where would Jordan Anthony be? Where do you hope to be in, say, 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years, Jordan Anthony wants to be connecting with as many people as possible through my music, selling out shows and just really sharing my story and sharing stories that other people resonate with through my music.
Fantastic. You're definitely in tune with what you love to do, and it's really important for young people watching this. Any advice to young people that want to become a singer, a performer? What should they do?
I think one thing I would love to tell my younger self is just to not care as much about what other people think. Trust yourself, trust the path, be authentic, because people can see through the inauthenticity. So I'm still learning that today, you know. So yeah, just be yourself.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Where can we get Gold from?
Gold is available everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much wherever you listen to your music. So, and it's available now everywhere. And you can follow my journey on Jordan Anthony Music.
Fantastic. Great inspiration. Great advice to the young people. Love having you back on the show. It's nice to see you as an adult.
You too. It's a
And
pleasure.
we look forward to seeing a lot more from you. Can we catch you anywhere around Perth, or are you travelling around performing?
So I'm looking to, fingers crossed, organise a bit of a tour for later this year. So definitely stay tuned for some
Yeah.
shows and some dates, as I said, on Jordan Anthony
And
Music.
we'll have you back as well, and maybe promote that as well.
I'd love that.
Thank you for coming on today. It's let's not keep it to 4 years before we see you again.
Definitely not this time. Thank you, Fred.
Well done. Jordan Anthony, of course, you can get his song, as he said, on all the platforms. Check out our website for more details, of course, thecouch.com.au. And it's been great having him here. We're going to take a break. More of The Couch. Alexander Sacosta coming up next with Talking Entertainment. See you then. Well done. Welcome back to The Couch. Always nice to talk entertainment. There's been can I just say, condolences to the family of Barry Humphries, of course, last week. Barry passed away of complications with a hip replacement, and our thoughts are out there. Dane Edna will be missed by everybody. The comedy, the humour, the charm of Barry Humphries and all his characters. Welcome to Alexander Sacosta as well. Very sad.
Very sad. I was
I
actually
couldn't do it.
watching some videos on YouTube today and yesterday as well, just like going through the archives
Yep.
of like what a career. So talented, so witty, and that style of comedy, it's unfortunately not represented by anyone else. Like what a loss for the
So I
Australian
have
culture.
to say, hello, possums. Anyway, all the best to the family. Condolences to everybody who had a loss, which is all of us. And but we're talking entertainment today.
Wow, that's...
You've got lots happening. What's happening with Kylie Jenner and
These
Timothy?
Kardashian Jenners, Fred, are always trying to find some way to get back into our media, and once again, they have managed. So
Did they
Kylie
ever
Jenner,
leave?
did they ever leave? Probably not. Were you at Courtney's wedding?
No.
It was in Portofino. You weren't invited?
No, I did, but I couldn't go.
Oh, me neither.
Busy.
I was like, no, I don't want to go to an Italian wedding on the Riviera.
Yeah.
Oh, dressed by Dolce & Gabbana, okay, if I'm, not busy. Anyway, so Kylie Jenner is dating, allegedly, Timothy Chalamet. So, very it actor right now, Call Me By Your Name star.
Yeah.
We have to come up with a name for them, though, if they are going to be dating. So I'm thinking maybe Kyle Met or Chalaner. Like, it has to be something fun.
Chalagen?
Chalo Jen? Yeah, that's great. That's so
Yeah,
good.
okay
How did
as
you
well.
think of that just like that?
the
Chalo Jen.
marketing.
It's like the new Garfleck.
Well, Demeza Leonard, our deal social, she sort of teaches me to do a
Yeah,
little bit of
no, you
marketing.
speak so young.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you very much. So congratulations to Kylie Jenner
Congratulations
and
to
of course
Kylie Jenner
Timothy.
and Timothy Chalamet.
What's happening with Neighbours? Now, I watched the final episode only last year.
You said goodbye, the
They're
tears.
back again,
Yes,
back
a
on
month
Channel
later.
10 very soon. They're recording. They've actually started recording for about 2 or 3 weeks.
I saw the post.
I don't know if it's going to work, but they've got some great talent coming in.
It'd be like if you were at a party and someone's just like, I had a great time, and then as they left, they just sort of turned around and walked back into your house. You'd be like,
Yep.
huh? And just sat down and started using, I don't know, your shower.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Look, I congratulate them for coming back.
Oh, hey, more power to you if you can get those
I'm
actors
not
jobs.
sure. They haven't actually leaked any information out of what the storyline, how they're going to open the show. Are they going to
Well, they
pretend it
have
was a dream?
announced a cool guest star who's joining them. Did
Who
you
can-
love the OC, Fred?
I didn't.
Oh, what? You're not
No,
a fan of Marissa
no,
Cooper?
I'm not a fan-
Well,
friend
for
of
all the
America.
Marissa Cooper fans out there, those 90s babies, she is coming onto the show. So the actress who played her, Misha Barton,
Yep.
will be joining the
Would
cast
she
of
be a
Neighbours.
really expensive purchase?
I think that's interesting because obviously she was very famous about 10 years ago.
So she's unemployed. She's
hey,
I'm
like-
a celebrity. Get me out of
If
here.
you're like C-list American, you're
Yeah.
like A-list Australian. So
Okay.
It's just like the gold currency. It moves up and down.
So what is she playing? What role is
So
she
she'll
playing?
be playing an
in
American who moves into the neighbourhood.
Perfect. That suits her. Right.
She's American, we're Australian. The OC was on at a certain time.
Yep.
Then maybe, yeah, why not?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And for those people waiting for Neighbours to start on 10, it will be the first run network. And it will be starting in about August, I believe, July, August, later in the year.
Something
so-
to look forward to.
We're going to have to wait. Keep watching Home and Away until then dump them. Coachella, what's happening with her? Him?
So I know Demelza already spoke a little
this
bit
is
about
the event,
Coachella.
isn't it? The music event.
Yes. You've never heard of Coachella?
I've never heard of Coachella, but she also had...
Fred, plug
she had
in.
Look, I've been out of the circle.
You didn't know
but
Timothy Chalamet or whatever we're calling them?
What about Juicy Fest? Have you ever heard of that? I'm not talking about what you did on the
I've
weekend.
Heard of it. I'm not just pretending to have heard of it while you're saying it right now as I look it up on my watch.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, what's happening with that, Coachella?
So Coachella had obviously a few celebrity moments just as much as it had kind of like the music moments that Demels was talking about. So Troye Sivan was there, Perth. Charlie XCX, he performed with her. Leonardo DiCaprio, our great good friend, spotted looking a bit cozy with Irina Shayk, who was Bradley Cooper's ex. So you know how Leo likes him young.
Yes.
And there was also Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, potentially back together.
Oh, seriously?
Yes,
Are you
so they'd broken up.
setting a
and then-
rumour up here?
Well, they were apparently getting very close and personal at Coachella. So they broke up, I think, 2 years ago. So.
And S Club 7 had a tragic loss because
That
one of
was
their
really
members passed
sad.
away. Very young as well.
Well, yeah,
And just about ready to come back again.
Well, they're literally going on like a reunion tour
they
later
still
this
doing
year.
it?
They're still going to do it in obviously in memorandum to him.
Don't tell
But-
me Elton John's taking that spot.
Yeah, we thought who can we put in here?
Yeah,
Elton
who
John.
are they? Have they got somebody?
No, it'll just be like the
S
other
Club
members.
6.
Well, hopefully not. I think that'd be an odd thing to say.
what
But
do you
I
do?
think it was
Very
sort of very
sad.
sad because him, as someone, there were a few public appearances he's done over the past years since the band broke up that have been somewhat upsetting because he's saying how hard it's been. He had to sell the awards
Yep.
he's won and things just to make money. And it shows how those bands of the 90s, and we can see them there, were really taken advantage of because they didn't make money.
No.
They were touring constantly, but no money. So they were left to kind of fend for themselves the second the band's over.
Do you know, I think they're probably making more money now, just announcing their 25-year reunion.
Well, I'm assuming they've made a much better deal, otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Oh, look, I loved this Club 7, I must
Me
admit.
too.
It was something, I loved
Some
their
great
music. It was the
songs.
same as that boom, 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 let's go up to
the
my...
Venga Boys.
I used to
Yeah.
love that sort of
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
It's that era of music,
Yes.
so I wish them all the best. And look out for their 25th anniversary reunion all around the world, except for Australia, I'm
hopefully,
assuming.
Let's get a tour coming here.
And
not?
what's happening with Simon
Now, Simon
Cowell?
Cowell is saying that he potentially wants to have another child. And
how
I think
old
that's,
would he be?
He's 63 years old.
Yeah.
And I feel like at a
Okay.
certain age, it's like, yes, it's all well and good to have the child, but then...
Who's
I
gonna
mean,
raise them?
Who's going to raise them? Or you're going to be very unable, somewhat infirm
Well,
to
could
raise
you
a
imagine when they're
child.
10, he's going to be, what, 73?
Don't make me do maths, Fred.
So he's 63, you said? So he'll be 73. And
There's
we'll-
no way to know how much older he'll be, Fred. We can't just add 10 years onto 63.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just thinking, my brother was about 20 years older than more than that, about 40 years older than his kids.
what a difference.
You just don't, you get tired a lot.
Well, generationally, you're also separate. You're like, kids, let's
Exactly.
turn on the gramophone. They were like, what?
Yeah, it's a completely different thing. So, look, good luck to him. Is that?
Hey, more power to you. He's got
And
the
I
money.
can't believe that's making news, but he wants to be a dad again.
Yeah, 63 years old. His fiance's 45 though, so you know.
Sonia wants us to do the what's hot or not.
What's
What have
hot
you got
or
for this
not?
week?
What is hot or not?
That suit.
This suit is hot. No, I've noticed
Yeah.
that bubble tea is hot again. See, bubble tea went through a phase where I was just like, we were all having it at uni, and then suddenly they all vanished. It's back in a big way.
Is that the one that you get from Hungry Jack's with the bursties in it?
No,
Oh.
Fred, it's not.
I'm really out of touch here. I'm getting old. So bubble tea, eh?
Bubble tea is back.
Well, I'm going to look out for it.
Hot bubble tea?
Is there a good flavour?
Oh, there's plenty of good flavors. And so many options. You're like, how much ice do you want? How much sugar do you want? Do you want it
I
in a
will
full
look at-
glass? Do you
and
have
that's
your own?
hot. That's hot. And,
you can have it hot or cold.
And what's not hot?
What's not hot? I'm thinking
The
like we're
Boosties.
moving away from like the more like fruit juice based drinks.
Yep.
So yeah, unless they were to sponsor us, in which case,
I love Coca-Cola. Thank you very much, Alexander Sacosta. If people want more information, please check out this website. Tell us what it
that's
is.
correct. AlexanderSacosta.com, or you'll probably just see me on like somewhere in the street.
In fact, we'll see you after the break because you're coming back for Bitchin'.
Oh, well, I'll sit right here then, Fred.
Cannot wait. Stay with us. Alexander Sacosta doing entertainment. We're back in a couple of weeks' time with more entertainment. We'll take a break. The rest of the cast of Bitchin' join us on the couch right after this. Stay with us.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Welcome back to the couch. It's time for another Bitchin' segment. And let me introduce our bitches for today. Alexander Sacosta, filling in for the lovely Ted Ball, who's in Italy at the moment. Steve Collins, who's filling in for himself.
I'm just filling in the couch.
And welcome back.
Thank you.
And of course, Chris Ilsley, who's at the end of the couch. Welcome back.
And filling my share of the space quite adequately, I would have thought.
Thank you to all three of you for being here today, and Ted will be back hopefully very, very soon. But let's get started with you, Alexander.
Yeah,
What's
let's
your
get
story?
right
You're talking
into it,
about
Fred.
TikTok.
TikTok, your favourite social media platform. It's definitely one of the most popular platforms with the young people.
It's
in this
become that
country
way,
and
apart from
across
in
the world.
China.
I
Well,
like Tic
yes.
Tacs.
But
Is that the same?
Literally.
They give you a better breath. They do.
What's the story about?
A dancer on TikTok, a Perth-based one, has had videos go completely viral, up to 22 million views.
Wow.
Showing people how to twerk.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that's not a valuable skill to have
Yep.
and endorse people on LinkedIn with it as well, but it does somewhat upset me that we are platforming to the degree through the algorithms on these
22
things.
million.
22 million, that's nearly
That's
the
a lot
population
of
of our
money.
country.
That's a lot of money.
Like, when I think of the national discourse, and it seems like we very much have lowered it down when the most popular news articles are things about TikTok or
What
the
is
farmer
TikTok?
needing a wife.
Tell those people out there.
It's a social media
Is
platform.
it like Instagram?
It's like Instagram Reels, so you're creating short videos.
And what's the purpose of it? Just to get the message out?
entertainment,
Oh,
but some of
okay.
them are edutainment
Providing the
as
Chinese
well.
government and the Chinese Secret Service with all the intel they could possibly need.
So
And to also get every idiot there is that's watching.
So
because
is
there's
that
nothing
true?
on it that's intellectual.
Is TikTok,
None.
is TikTok now the new way of getting your message out there, making a lot of money along the way?
The fact is that the Australian government has actually banned it off of their own government devices.
That's a good thing.
But you have to go where the water is warm, essentially.
What's this?
Young people are
We can
on
make
TikTok.
a song about this. This viewing was number one because she bared her bum.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people doing a lot of clips on there, and I've seen them online and things like that. But do you think it's something that's going to survive, even with all the bannings?
No, it'll
around
change
the
in
world?
5 minutes because that's what happens with
With the
social
next
media.
trend that'll come along and they'll go, oh, let's move on to that.
But what I worry with social media in general, though, is that it never seems to platform anything really of substance. It very much leans into this
Because
Official.
the
Yes,
social
and these algorithms
platforms
are controlled.
that
Yeah.
allow you
Yeah.
to do that, you'll find that people create echo chambers. Let's take, for example, Facebook. Anyone can share their views on Facebook.
Correct.
But generally
people
you
shouldn't,
find
but they
people,
do.
I know, there's a definite argument for that, but you'll find that a lot of people, when they get comments that they don't agree with, they tend to shun those people, right?
Yeah.
They unfriend
Ban
them.
them.
And what they do is they create an echo chamber for themselves, so it doesn't even become an effective platform for debating because
Yeah.
people start to create this thing which reflects only their own point of view
because
anyway.
they can't take criticism.
Isn't
No,
it
and
funny?
they don't
Social
understand
media
that
has
there is
taken
actually a
over
different
the whole
opinion.
agenda now.
Well, I think it's tipped, don't
Yeah,
you think?
yeah.
We've tipped from where it actually has gone from a method of communication as
yes.
to, a method of...
Information, news, and now it's
Yeah.
become superficial.
There's
and,
no
and
curation, there's no
advertorial.
critical theory behind it, there's no intellectualism behind it.
You weren't seriously thinking there was.
No, but when we think
going to
of
be,
when
did
the
you?
television was originally
The name
invented, it was
TikTok
invented.
doesn't give you a clue that it's for idiots.
So do
Yeah,
we all
but we
agree?
have to say
Can
the fact is these people are choosing to watch it. It's not like the screen is shoved on their face.
Right.
People are consciously
All right.
choosing to
A
use
quick
it.
Yeah,
yes
but
or
what they're
no?
doing is they're not doing anything that's actually
No.
going to stimulate their brains.
That's
so
what
it's
I'm
very
saying.
Should we
easy to
ban
do.
TikTok?
Well, I don't think it should be banned. I think we just need to raise
Control
our
it.
own discourse in this.
Hey,
Steve?
look, people will watch it. Let them watch it.
Control it better.
I choose not to.
I'm not a fan of censorship at all, and if people want to be stupid, I don't see why we should deny them the right to be
Exactly
so.
right.
Fair enough. Steve, what's your topic?
I've got a very, very important story
Mm-hmm.
about public safety. There was a small plane in South Africa, and
Yeah.
the pilot was ferrying four passengers, and he felt this thing on his back. And he looked down, and it was a Cape Cobra, which was one of the most venomous
Snakes on a plane, eh?
in Africa. Snakes on
Can
a
you
plane.
imagine that with Grumpy being the
Under
pilot?
the
It would be a
pilot's
case
seat.
of,
Would it be, yeah.
hello,
Well, no,
Steve, I'm very happy to see you.
Let's face it, with Australia, out of the 25 most venomous snakes in the world, Australia only has 24 of them. So
I know,
this one is
we're
probably a
lacking one.
minor
Did
one.
it bite the pilot?
But no, because what happened? He said, Mayday, Mayday. So he went to the nearest airport,
Well,
and they
Snake
had
Day, Snake
emergency services standing by, and a snake handler. So they all. He landed and they all rushed out,
Yeah.
and the snake handler came in, and the plane had it disappeared as it got out of the plane, which means to me that all sorts of animals are much more intelligent than we are. How can you have a whole team of people going to get this snake and it avoids them?
Which
I
is
mean, it's just.
So they haven't
interesting,
found it.
actually. No, they found it and they've actually promoted it to the pilot of the plane because of how smart it was.
Well, that's
Yeah.
exactly what can
Wow.
fly the plane much better than the pilot.
Now, I do
Clearly.
remember a movie of the name.
It's like-
Snakes on a
Yeah,
plane.
Snakes
but
on
it's-
a
Snakes on a
plane.
plane.
Yeah.
It's like Ratatouille.
Wasn't that because the mafia or somebody wanted to whack someone?
Something like that.
They couldn't get a gun on the plane, so they
that's
put all
right,
these
that's right.
snakes.
and then I got told by a person that knows the these reptiles. And that the snakes can't eat people, but is that true? I wonder.
Well, no, if you're a
Bloody big
giant
anaconda
you can squeeze the life
Yeah,
out of them, and
but
they
you can't
can
eat.
swallow them. Yeah,
Can
'cause
they really?
they can do cows.
Well, there you go.
But they're the monsters in South America. No, they can't. And we're not their normal diet.
Okay.
The snakes.
Actually, you know, you're talking about snakes
Yeah.
and other creatures that might eat. I've heard that sharks, for example, when they attack people and they take a bite, they do the equivalent of going, oh
Yeah,
my
that's like-
God, what is
Yeah,
that?
that's horrible.
You've had a bit of an
Because our
experience
fat
with a
doesn't
shark.
taste as nice as a seal's fat. You probably know that, but I didn't know that until recently.
No,
What a
I'm sure it
wonderful-
doesn't.
No.
What a wonderful topic. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very
Snakes in a
much.
Plane. Check out the story yourself. It's online at the moment. And Chris, obviously, you're the last one.
Yes.
Today.
I don't know if there's a term. I think the term when people die under unfortunate circumstances during medical procedures, I think the technical term for it is death by medical misadventure.
Now, you're talking about this report that came out here in WA. with
about
the
the
state
number
government.
of people who have instruments left inside them after surgery. I suppose in some cases
Yes.
the only way they know.
When I had my hysterectomy, they left this bloody saxophone inside of me.
Really?
Yes.
Well, at least
It's
you got
always
some
been very
sax.
uncomfortable.
But isn't this funny?
Very
You've had,
noisy.
you've had swabs left in people,
Yep.
some of the equipment left in
Yep.
people in
Yes.
someone's knee, and this obviously happens all the time. And they're saying the government sort of dismissed
And
it.
people wonder why they put on weight after an operation.
Yeah, not only that, imagine if you worked, I don't know, for some
Yep.
government
Yeah.
department where you've got to go through one of those security barriers, and the first you know is you go through there and it goes, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, and then it's the doctor's
Now-
car keys.
A lot of this has been that the government
Oh,
hid
that's
the
all right,
report.
go near his car, you don't
Here in
need a
WA,
key
the
fob.
government hid the report between the eclipse and what
Yeah.
else that happened in WA. And the minister was basically saying there's nothing to see here. All it's done is made it so much better for us not to make these mistakes anymore. But the fact that they made so many mistakes, I've never heard about this before.
Well, but how many operations do we do
Thousands.
in Western Australia
Thousands.
every year? And how many people have had stuff left? I'm not saying it's good to leave stuff in people, but I mean... Yeah,
Maybe we could leave a book
But
so
here's
they'd be
the point.
smarter.
Yes,
Here's
exactly
the point.
right.
You know,
Or a
when they
TV or
release a
something like
report
that, that'd be good.
during an eclipse or some
Yep.
other news event, you know that the story is one they don't want to get out
did
or
you
they
want-
want to play it out
that'd be
because
good
they
if they left-
deliberately time it
Yep.
to release. They're not
The
going to
name-
release it on a slow news day
Yeah, the
because
name
it
of the
will become the
report.
news.
The name of the report was called "Your Safety in Our Hands."
That's
More
okay.
should be
well,
called
it
your
should be-
our
safety, not
equipment.
in our
I
hands.
would have called it something different.
Our
Yeah,
hands
been-
in your body.
No, I'd have been more literal. I'd have called it our equipment in your guts.
That's
you
what
know?
happens when you go to a proctologist, mate.
So there you go. If you've had any equipment left in you, just sue the state government, sue
That's
the
right.
hospital. Anything to make of this, or do you reckon it's a no issue?
That's a non-issue.
Non-issue?
So
It happens
what?
everywhere. So it's not just
Please,
in
what, you
Western
found some
Australia.
scissors
Until
inside
you
you.
happen to be the operatee who suddenly
You're
finds out that you've got all
welcome.
this.
Alexander Sacosta,
Free pair of
thank
scissors
you.
from your surgery, Fred.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah, probably send you a
Steve
bill for the
Collins,
scissors.
thank you for being
Thank
with
you.
us
I'll
today.
send a serpent around to your place later on.
Yes, I love eating snakes. And Chris Ilsley.
You know, it'd be my
Don't
luck
leave your
if they
tool
left
inside
something
me.
in my guts that they'd send me a bill for it.
If it was food,
Fantastic.
it'd be all right, though, wouldn't it?
Ah, yes.
Thank you very much
Thank
to all
you.
three of you.
Thank
Very
you,
soon,
Fred.
folks, we'll have a special bitchin' that will be on the Indigenous Voice to Parliament. We'll make it a whole episode on that one. We look forward to your company next week. Thank you to all the wonderful crew. Thank you to Josh, who came in and did audio today. Thank you to Sonia for floor managing. Thank you to Tessa. Thank you to Lucas. Thank you to Sav, our new sound trainee. Thank you to Adrian, our director. And thank you to Brendan, our DA. And thanks to you at home in Adelaide on C44, C31 in Melbourne, and only on Foxtel, the rest of Australia. Thank you very much. Keep watching The Couch. Write to us to be a guest or a performer. And until next we meet, have a great week. Bye for now.
On the couch with us. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. On the couch with us.